Hi, welcome to Story Time with Brianna. I'm your host, Brianna, and this is Story Time. Okay, so this is a true story, and it is about the time I went to Mexico. And okay, so I'll start at the beginning. When I was little, I always dreamed about going scuba diving because it's something my grandfather did. And I just remember seeing pictures of underwater and just thinking, man, that's a whole nother world. It's so beautiful. And well, once he found out that, he was happy to take me and my younger brother Dominic to have lessons. And I was maybe 15 when I was certified, and I was so excited. And well, anyway, we were certified in Florida. We drove down and from Virginia, and we did our open water certification. And so then we started diving whenever we would go out on trips. And so anyway, we went to Mexico, and we were supposed to go to, it was like an underwater national park or something like that. And we were excited, and I had just bought an underwater camera, and I was thrilled. I was absolutely thrilled. And so the dive trip before, my brother and I saw someone take out the regulator to smile. The regulator is where the air comes from. You have your buoyancy compensator, which is like a vest, and then you have your oxygen tank, which is hooked in the back, and then you have regulators that come up to your mouth, and you keep the mouthpiece in. And so anyway, we had seen people who took out the regulators to smile whenever there was pictures taken, so of course we did that too. And so anyway, another rule for diving is there's always a buddy system. You have to stay with your buddy just in case you're attacked by an animal, just in case I don't know, something happens with your air and you don't have air, you get lost. So it's always good to have a buddy. There wasn't enough people for me to have one, so I just tagged along with my grandfather and my brother. And I wasn't really paying attention, and I didn't notice that they swam off around the reef. And I was alone, and I had my camera, I was taking pictures, and so I decided, oh, well, why don't I try to take a picture of myself, because no one's around, no one can do it for me, I'll just do it for myself. So I took out my regulator like an idiot, and I dropped it, and it's attached to the tank, but it floats away, and it was really hard for me to get it back. And so I took a couple shots, and I didn't like them, and so I was looking through it, and I'm like, oh my gosh, I need to put my regulator back in. So I'm trying to do the maneuver to try and reach it, and I can't reach it, and everything is starting to get, my vision is starting to get all fuzzy, and my head starts spinning, and I'm like, oh my gosh, and I look around, nobody's around me, and I'm like, oh, well, this is it, this is how I'm gonna die. And my vision started getting black, and I got really, really scared. And so this whole time I'm still trying to grab my regulator, and I was panicking. I didn't even think to realize that there's a backup regulator right here. That's what they're for, is if you drop your regulator. But I was panicking, and everything started to go black, and I finally got it, and I was holding it up to my mouth, and my hand was shaking so bad, and I couldn't even get it in my mouth. And when I finally did, I forgot how to breathe, because it had been what seemed like forever, and I just kept trying to inhale and inhale and inhale, and my lungs wouldn't let me. And so finally, I caught a breath, and I was choking, and nobody was there, and my head was spinning, and I was freaking out, and I don't know, I finally caught up with them, and you can't really tell them underwater, like, what are you gonna do? Yeah, it doesn't really make sense. But anyway, we got up after the dive was over, and they didn't even believe me. I was like, guys, I almost died down there, and they were like, whatever, Brianna, drama queen. But I really did. And that's the time I almost died in Mexico. So yeah, hope you enjoyed story time.